and welcome back to the Whole Bucket. I am Cheryl, and this is another Friday Freebie feature. And today is a twofer. So I have two artists that I'm combining into one mixed media book cover project. This is the first one from Dragana at Saacibo. I think I need to back up just a tiny bit, at least to start. Okay, Dragana at Saacibo, this is 2 years ago, I guess, that she was making a journal for her brother and didn't have anything appropriate for a guy in her life. So she created this journal kit and had a couple of freebies with it. I'm trying to figure out what direction I have my papers here. So it's the freebie part is this two-piece sort of collaged masterboard-ish kind of bits, right? And it's all about time travel. I bet you figured that out already. The kit is really cool. I'm going to link the Saacibo channel, the video that goes with this kit, and any other information I can about Dragana at Saacibo so that you can find her and her stuff. And I'm combining this with this. This is a recent freebie from Eva at Bohemian Crafting. Bohemian Crafting? Am I saying that right? No, it sounds weird. I think that's what it is. It's Bohemian something. I'm sorry, Ava. But she, oh my gosh, this is such a cool thing. I didn't make what it is, but this little mechanism right here, yep, this is a mechanism, is used in conjunction with these other pieces to make a pop-up card. And the clocks come together curvy-like. It's so cool. You should go over there, you should check it out. And this page, like I said, is a freebie. So you can make this cool pop-up card too if you want to. I am making a book cover, like I said, and so I'm going to show how you can use this same freebie in a different way. What I've done to get started is this right here. This is still a tiny bit tacky. I'm hoping it'll cool while we chat. But here's what I'm going to do. I've taped off an area and gessoed the paper, but this is a mock-up of where I'm headed. I don't like the labels there, but I have an idea to replace them. So we might be doing something a little different than the original labels, but I'm using the pieces of the clock to create a layered collage on top of the Saacibo background. Oh, here's the thing. So this is about time travel, right? And this is a pop-up card, but this pop-up card is inspired by the oldest clock in the world. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I saw. And it is a super cool astrological clock in Prague. So, I mean, it's just cool. Yeah. I have some supplies to the side and some scraps to the side, and I have ideas, and I have a gessoed paper to start with. Let's see where it's going to go from here. So I did cut out all the pieces ahead of time. I don't know if I'm going to use this again or not. I did do a couple of ideas with it and a couple without it. Let's just lay out a little something and see what happens. Let's see, do we like that? I do kind of like that, actually. That's not a bad layout. Is this layout better? Let's see. Yeah, it is. I like the original layout better. I actually have a third layout that I took a picture of to try to remember it, but I decided I didn't care for it much. So let's just get rid of this frame part and play with these a little bit more. Yeah, I had this down here, didn't I? Because it's a little bigger, takes up more space. Here we go. And this tucked underneath. And this showing a different area. This is actually a copy of this little circle here. So you can see that it's showing, I don't know what that sign is, but that's Gemini. And is that Cancer or Taurus? Goodness sakes, I don't know my astrological signs. But I twisted this sideways, so some different ones are showing. So you can see more of what that's all about. So this is kind of what I had as an original layout. I think I still like this best. Something that I've done that's kind of messing me up though is that this original piece is 5 by 8. And I mapped out 5 by 8. So the matting here is 5 by 8. The actual collage space is smaller. I have to make this to be able to trim it down, so I need to stay in the lines. It's kind of making me, it's kind of making things a little wonky for me. But I did want to create it with an ability to trim it to fit whatever I decide in the end. There we go. I like that. So if I do this and I don't like the labels that I have, I thought I could take another sheet of, let's see, which one? This is the same one I have. So let's look at the other sheet. This is the other sheet of the time travel one. And I thought I could cut out some sections of it, like maybe just this Tempest piece and maybe a plain black piece, and replace these tags with that. Like I could even trace that shape and trace this shape, because I'm not good at labels and stuff. Ava is much better at that kind of stuff than I am. So are a lot of other people. But if I copied the shapes, I would get the dimensions, right? But I would get, I would just get a little bit different pieces. So I think I'm going to do that. And do I want to get Tempest on there? I think I do. But do I want to get it centered? I don't know. That's going to look weird. I'm going to try it. I'll cut that out, and I'll cut maybe just this. This is kind of a cool section. Maybe this. What does that say? Movement between different points in space. Oh, travel. That's funny. Okay. Maybe we'll put a travel definition here. That makes more sense. We'll put a travel definition on this one, like that-ish. And we'll put Tempest on this one and make this one a little bit more collaged. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. All right, let's get back to it. I have been away for a little bit, not too long, a few minutes extra, because I'm trying to figure out how to enhance the background. So I don't have a bunch of, I don't have stencils, and I don't have, what am I trying to say? Stencils or stamps. Really appropriate for this concept. So I'm trying to figure out how to add color and dimension to the background when I don't have stamps. And I got out my metallic watercolors. And I think what I'm going to do is just add, here we go, tiny brush. Just add some lines and maybe some splashes, who knows, but just like this, like take this pearly white paint and just come across the bottom of this really dark area. Certainly not going to add much, right? But then when you look at this at angles and stuff, it will show up. And maybe that down here too. Do everything in threes in a wonky triangle kind of thing, right? And then maybe over here. So this white will show up kind of nice on these dark areas. This one is not really moving as well as I'd like. There we go. Soften this one too. I'll get some water maybe. There we go. That's the idea. They do call them watercolors after all. So I'm just gonna do that and just soften it by spreading it. Right? Oh, I covered that whole area. Okay. Well, I mean, that's there you go. Then I think I'll take, well, let's see, what could we add? We could certainly add black because that's in here. We could add blue because some of the grays in this are leaning toward the blue, so I could do that. I think I'm gonna accentuate the opposites on that one. And I think I will do the same up on the top, like this. Here we go. Take this one up farther. One thing I can't really do right here is move the paint because I taped this right to my table. I wonder if this will work. Well, I mean, it's working. There we go. All right, let's do some more of that. That's kind of fun. I don't know if I'm ending up with what I really want. This wasn't my idea originally, but hey, you know, let's go with it. I don't want to cover up Tempest Machina because I kind of want that to be on the cover when I'm done. my fancy sound effects. I pay $5 for those. Yes, I know I'm ridiculous. Okay. That is certainly not where I thought I was going to go with this, but I don't hate it. Let's do some of this blue. I'm not even sure where, but maybe just connecting the white and the black. And I guess we got to do it on the other side now too, because, you know, evenness and all that. And what brush was I using? Good grief, girl. Not that one. Okay, let's use this one. I think it was this one. Let's do up here a little more. Get some more water in there. Get some more blue in there. No, more water. Oh, and I just grabbed a random brush. That's all right. Okay, this one's getting a little out of control. All right, what do you think? I think that's Peachy Keen Jelly Bean. That might be all I want to do with the metallic watercolors anyway. I am going to dry this so we can see. I'm going to dry it with a heat dryer too, so it might actually blow a little more. I'll be right back and we'll see what it turns out like. Okay, this is fairly dry. A couple spots maybe not, but what I ended up with is just Peachy Keen, I think. So I told you that early in the video that it's going to be trimmed down smaller than this by a fraction, true, but I think what I'll end up with is a pretty nice metallic framing of what we end up with. I don't know, we'll see. It's possible. Now I'm kind of thinking about using these things in the background too. Just because, well, partly just because I have them, but also because the clock in Prague is really very fancy. I mean, it's old, and you can tell that it's old, but it's also ornate, I guess is what I really mean. And I don't have a lot of ways to replicate that. So I'm kind of thinking of putting these two pieces in the background. So let's try it with that. So we would have that and this was here-ish. Whoops. Okay, was here-ish, and this was here-ish, showing off the gears and that kind of stuff. There we go. And then I think, I don't know for sure, I have the Tempest one, but I cut out this one as well, and I think I like this one better. What if I put that one kind of under the fancy bit? And excuse me. And then this part was here-ish. Goodness sakes. I think I inhaled a piece of dust. Excuse me there. Okay. So, right away, I like the fanciness of this peeking out in a few places. That's pretty cool. It is, this filament is called burnt titanium, and it is black with blue. There's other colors in there too, but it's black with blue sparkle bits, so it goes with what I just did and adds to the clock. What I'm not liking is I have it too squished together. So let me put the clock pieces on the way I would want them. Less squished together. There we go. And then see where I can put the swirly fancy bits in. I don't want, I'm having a problem with this too. Like, I want Tempest Machina on there, but I don't want this piece to look like it's centered. I have explained before, and it's just true for me, that I can't get things perfectly centered, and it drives me nuts. So I off-center on purpose. That's just a hint. If you also have that problem like I do, offset stuff enough so it looks like it's on purpose. And then nobody knows that you can't center things. Let's see. Do I like that balance? I like that balance. So now try to not wreck the balance and tuck these things in. I like it peeking through the window in the clock. So I can do that, and I can scooch this down just a tiny bit. It's actually higher than I wanted it to be anyway. So I can scooch that down. I can have that be there. And then I want this one to be higher like I had it on the other side. Huh. I think I'm going to cut this one in half. Oh my goodness. I don't know about this. Okay, not exactly in half, but 2 pieces. And then I can do this. I can have a bit coming out the other direction over here. And I can shorten, whoops, upside down. I can shorten this piece and move it in a bit. I was worried about it being too close to the edge and it would get cut off, and I really can't cut off this plastic bit and make it look nice. So it has to be set in far enough that it's not going to get cut. All right, how do we like that? I like this. I like this. This is looking okay. Now, big question. How do we get this stuff glued down exactly where it is? It's always the problem with collaging, isn't it? All right, so I think like one piece at a time is the answer. And I'm going to pull out my glue and very carefully, which, I mean, that's the biggest challenge for me personally, is that carefully part. Oh, let's see. And I can tell I haven't made anything in a while because my glue has shut itself on me. Let's just get that open quick. I absolutely never put the lid on my glue. So if I'm gone for a few days, it locks itself on me. Okay, so I want this piece to be pretty straight. It's a 24-hour clock. So it's got 24 on top and 12 on the bottom. And I'm just going to put a dot of glue right there and get that in place. Those two are together. I'm going to try to get a couple swatches there and here to hang on to the lacy plasticky bit. You'll see. Doesn't look like that's gonna work, but we'll figure it out. We can tuck those in separate, but the paper bits need to be joined. And I think this is pretty much where I want that to be. So all I have to do is hold it in place, put a bit of glue there, just stay in place. And I like this also. This is kind of exactly how I want it. So I'm going to hold all three down. Wow, that's a tight glue right there. That's barely, oh shoot, did you see that? I think it went right back where it's supposed to be though. Okay, that was not cool. Not cool, lady. Be more careful. There we go. And I did it again. Get that straight. Okay. Get this straight. Okay, just like that. Now stop squiggling. How's that? Nope, that's looking a little wonky, isn't it? How about there? Better. Okay, don't touch anything. Don't touch it. Don't move anything. Don't breathe. Okay, the plastic bits we can tuck in. But I need these paper bits to be together. Let's see if they are. They are. Okay. Now, as long as it's holding a bit, we can get some glue on this and get it in place. Okay, you guys ready? Should I do it with matte medium? That would spread nice, wouldn't it? Would spread better than my glue or my glue stick. I'm gonna try it. Where is it? Oh, that's not matte medium, that's texture paste, lady. You know what? I'll just use my gesso. It'll work. That'll work. Oh, shoot. That is too much water. Okay, there we go. Okay. This will work. Let's just get it glued down, and hopefully the gesso will stay wet long enough to get the plastic bits tucked in. It should, right? It takes a bit for gesso to dry. Okay. That's not where it was. I think it was about here-ish. Okay. We're going to go with that. We're going to get these pieces tucked in. And then I think I'm going to, if I gesso this, I will wreck the metallic paint. Gosh darn it. Rats and cats. How am I going to glue this in? I'm going to pull out Fabri-Tac and make a puddle. And I am going to make a puddle of Fabri-Tac and dip these pieces. I'll put a puddle on wax paper because Fabri-Tac is kind of vicious. It sticks. It's very sticky, that glue. Imagine that. Okay, let's make a puddle. Spread the puddle out. And then dip. Tip to dip. Oh, it'll be stringy. All right. Glue. Uh-oh. Yep, it's already getting tacky. I'm running out of time, people. I'm running out of time. Oh, and what do? I glue it down more. Get over here. This one is the whole one. Ugh. Glue is sticky, imagine that. I think like that. Well, it's stuck down now, so yeah, like that. Alright, and last one. No strings. Pinocchio. Ain't no strings on me. That is way higher than I wanted it. And that is useless. Shoot. Shoot. Rats. Rats. I forgot something else I wanted to do, and now... Okay, well, I mean... Shoot. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm complaining about as soon as I get this settled. Alright, I'm gonna live with that. Not happy. I wanted to put brads in that. What is it? Looks like it's a ticket. It's a tab. It's a something. I want to put brads right there anyway, holding that. Look like it's holding a tag down, but I forgot, and now I can't do that. So I'm not sure what I'm thinking here. All right, now I am going to very carefully gesso this whole thing and try not to wreck the paint in the process. So I think I'm going to start in the middle and work out and hope, because I don't want to spread the metallic watercolor in. If it moves farther out to the edges, that won't be bad. I just don't want to eliminate it either, you know what I mean? I wanted the metallic on there for a reason, so I got to try really hard to not eliminate it. All right. One more gesso. So it's definitely pulling up color, but not much. I'm doing okay so far. Just kind of trying to be quick and gentle, right? Put a little, come on, a little right there and finish up this section. Did I miss anything? I can't see. I cannot see what I'm doing. I don't like the way that sits up. Let's see if we can get enough gesso in to really fill that in. The plastic bit of lacy stuff is holding the paper up, creating a crease I don't like. Let's see if we can get that to stay down. Looks like it. Looks like that's gonna stay. And these are all staying. No, they're not. There's a big part that's not even glued. How did that happen? Put a tiny bit on my brush. Come on. Come on. A little bit on my brush and get it under there. There we go. Now it looks like we're all staying down. Check that one more time. All right, all my edges are staying down. The whole sheet is re-gessoed, and I am going to dry this and come back and do some more stuff with you. Okay, so for this next part, this is mostly dry. Again, still a bit tacky, but I am impatient. I can own it. It's all right. I have pulled out a few gel pens and a couple of watercolor pencils. And I'm going to do, hopefully, adding some dimension in here. So I think I'm going to start with the backist stuff. The backist. And again, I can't remember which paintbrush I want. Good grief, girl. It's this one, lady. It's this one. I'm gonna add some dark right here and right here. Let's push that background back. And in here as well. I really want more in that little corner. I can use the pencil directly, right? Spread it, just soften it less. Again, patience and delicacy are not my strong suits. Let's put a little on this edge right here, just to define that. Soften it a tiny bit. Soften it a bit more because I didn't realize that my brush was so full of black paint. There we go. Better. Okay, so let's do the same down here under the bottom of the biggest gear. There we go. Get some nice dark under there. Soften it a bit. And soften it too much, so you have to do it again. Just keep layering. It's fine. It's fine. think I'm going to do a little bit around the, let's do a bit around the lace. There we go. Now we're cooking. Let's do a little around parts of this lace too. Brush that right off the page, just like the metallics. Hopefully that'll just blend in with them. Now we're going to come around the bottom of this one. And do the same thing. Get a little water to make that paint move better. Get a nice combination of definition and not looking so fussy. Soften those colors. Soften the lines, get your paint to move. Move, paint. I don't like how much brush stuff I'm getting in here. I'm gonna do this. There we go. I like that better. Okay. Is that enough? It says really getting dark. Dark, dark, dark. So we're gonna have to do some stuff to lighten up some bits. I still want this dark though. Come on. You can stay dark. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's add some dark right in here. Just because it would be, and because I want it to look all fancy. Get all those little tiny bits. Let's get this little corner, because this corner would be really dark. I'll pull it down a little around the clock. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, let's pull out something lighter now, because I think this is quite dark. I want to do some lightening, and this time I'm going to do this blue on the tops of stuff. So I'm going to highlight ever so slightly the top of this little tag, even the dark one, right? Even this dark tag. Put some highlighty bits. The clock, I'm a little worried, or this astrological part. I'm not sure what part this is, but I'm a little afraid of doing a blue highlight across the top of it. I guess that's whitened enough. And this one I don't really have to be afraid because it is blue, so I'm just highlighting the color that's already there. There we go. I think that's all I'm going to do with the blue. So I don't want it quite so obvious, right? It's not like a major color in this. This is lots of black and white. It's just a little orangey and blue bits. So I like that. Okay. Now, I have to let that dry a little bit before I continue too much. But the next thing I'm going to do is add some definition to the clock bits. I'm wondering if I should let this dry and then cut it out and then do the clock bits so that I can move it around better. But I think I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it with you right now. And if it doesn't work, I'll just pause again and I'll dry this and we'll cut it out and do it that way. I put a fingerprint in the tag and it's driving me bonkers. I don't think anybody else could tell it was a fingerprint, but I can, so I had to wash it out. And I don't like this puddle, and I don't like this puddle. Good grief, girl. I'm a bit fussy. Okay. So, one of the things I want to do is take this coppery kind of fine tip. It's a Wink of Stella, but it's not the brush kind, it's a pen kind. And I want to go over the metallic edge of this circle. So now I'm getting super quiet, right? Because you have to concentrate when you're trying to follow a circle line. Okay, now I'll do the inside one. Goodness sakes. Okay. Not too shabby. Not too shabby, really. Let's do this little circle right here. Let's do this little circle right here. And this one in here. Let's bring that gear out. I want to do some of the bigger ones with circles with this too, but gosh, that's rough to do when it's not cut out. So I think I'm going to stop with that one right there. I'm going to try the rivet right here in this metallic gel pen. When that dries, I think I'll do an outline and a line across it to make it look like a tiny little screw. I don't know. Might have been better left the way it was. I might recolor it with gold. Revan, if you're going to be here, you got to be in the bed. Sorry, cat interruption. And walk. Yeah, there you go. Good boy. Good job. Good job, buddy. Good job. Aw, that's my boy right there. Good job. I think it's hilarious that they're starting to know what I mean when I say get in your bed. My dog always knew what get in your bed was, but I didn't know a cat. I didn't know my cat would ever know that. I'm going to highlight this with blue, just so you can differentiate the big gear from the gear behind it. I'll do this edge right here, right, with blue. Gosh, gel pens are just, they don't behave. I wish they would behave better. I'm going to do blue there, and then I'm going to take the black sparkle one and do it right along this edge. If it will write. Will you write, please? Oh, just barely. Okay, that's fine. I don't want it strong anyway. Just accentuating that shadow that I already put in, right? Okay. Let's accentuate this shadow too. I don't think I even did this one, and I really should have. So we'll put some gel pen in there. Are you going to work? Maybe it's going to stop working. That's awesome. All right, you know what? I should have put the shadow in. I'm going to put this shadow in. So there should be a shadow right here. No, I don't think I put it in. If I did, it's way too light. But I don't think I did it at all. This little corner would be the darkest. And then I gotta spread this out just a bit. Just a bit. Nope, too much. Too much spreading. Let's get a dark line here. And let's spread it less. Let's blot that up. That's no good. Get off of there. Okay. That's better. All right. What next? I know what next. What next is I don't like this circle anymore. I'm going to turn it copper like the rest of the stuff. Let's see what happens when that dries. Okay, so what do we think? Other than Revan's too big for his bed and his paws are sticking out all over the place. I think it's really dark. I think I don't know what I think of it, and I think I won't know until I cut it out and it's dry. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think what we're going to do is just cut this out. Let's cut it out together. Let's see what happens, shall we? How long is this video so far? Oh, not bad. Okay, this is pretty average for me. So I'm just going to grab a ruler. This is still going to need to be trimmed after I cut it out, but I'm going to cut it out along the tape lines for now. So we can see what this thing is starting to look like. I don't know when I will count this done. Well, I mean, honestly, it's not done till it's actually like on a book, right? Because I said it's a book cover. I suppose it doesn't have to be. That's an awkward way to cut, isn't it? All right, last one. We'll get to see what we've done. Let's see if it'll come up. Did I cut all the lines all the way? I did. Yay! All right, I'm gonna set that aside. Let's get this junk out of the way. All the bits and pieces stuck to my work table. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. If tiles weren't so heavy, I would like a 12 by 12 tile, or maybe a 10 by 10 tile, so I could tape these to a tile so it could move around. There we go. That's what we've got so far. So I did say that I am doing this 5 by 8, and then this is actually going to be 4 3/4 by 7 3/4. So let's actually trim it down that way too, I guess, because I think this is looking done. So let's see. I think I'm going to take the border off the top. So I'm measuring backwards. That won't be helpful. And I think I'll mark it this way. So I want it, what did I say, 7 3/4? Because I'll want like 1/8 of an inch all the way around, or so. Or so. It doesn't have to be perfect, so I'm going to do that right there. And I'm going to take the side off of this side right here. I guess I'll mark that in a minute. I don't need to mark that. Oh, okay. You know what? I don't need to mark that one. So, let's chop that off. And then we're going to chop this off at 4 3/4. Whoops, sorry. 4 3/4. There we go. Oh, I ran into the plastic. Gosh darn it. Okay. Too late to fuss now. I'm going to have to figure out how to fix that. Oh, just a tiny bit. I should have paid more attention. I should have taken a sliver off of each side for the sides. But it looked like I had enough room. And I just didn't. That's okay. It's barely even a bit. And I can deal with that. Okay, so next thing I want to do is round the corners, because everything in here is kind of round and flowy and that kind of thing. So I'm going to do the biggest one I have. Did you know they have one of these with even bigger corners? It costs a lot of money. Well, a lot to me. I can't get it, but someday I'm gonna. There we go. Now what? Now, let's make a black edge all the way around this thing. Wait, I missed a corner. Silly girl. All 4 corners, please. Okay, now let's put a black border around this whole thing. Just to make it look finished, although it's really just not finished, I don't think. But it is finished to the point where I'm going to put this aside, because whatever is added or accentuated in the end can depend on whatever book it goes on or in, right? That stuff doesn't have to be decided right now. So this can stand as it is, I think. Okay, there we go. And just so we can see it better. Hold on. Good grief. I think I'm just going to grab something. It'll be easy, no problem. And then, of course, it's just out of reach. So, I just grabbed a piece of white cardstock so we can separate the book cover from all of this work mat. So there's what we ended up with. I actually super love this. Not just love it, but super love it. So I'm going to take the mock-up, which is a very vibrant version. Look how dark it turned out in the end. I don't know what I can do to lighten it up, but I don't know that I want to. I think I like it looking rather gothic. There we go. That's what it'll look like on a black background. other colors could be used, but there we go. That is today's Friday freebie feature. And the feature is Saacibo, Dragana at Saacibo, and Eva at Bohemian Crafting. All of the links that I can muster will be in the description box below, and go take a look at their stuff. Take a look at this pop-up card and the mechanics involved. Oh my goodness, it's fun. And take a look at Saacibo, very talented artist. They both deserve a visit. And say goodbye to Revan. Sound asleep. Out like a light. See you next time. Bye.